Hello friends, today is a very windy day. It is raining outside. I have my umbrella and we're carefully going up the tree house steps in the wind and the rain to talk all about seasons and weather. Woo! That was a windy, rainy walk. Oh, the treehouse. If you can look outside, it's not very sunny, even though it's the middle of the day. The wind is blowing. The rain has been coming down all day. There's clouds in the sky. We are going to read a couple great stories that tell us a little more about weather and about seasons. The first book we're going to read is called Sun, Snow, Stars, and Sky. These are all part of weather and seasons, right? And here we can see kids doing all kinds of different things and wearing different clothes depending on the season and depending on the weather. The weather and the season affects a lot of what we can do, especially when we are outside. Early in the morning, the sun comes up. Look out your window. Is it frosty, foggy, wet, windy, hot, hailing, stormy, or snowing? What's the weather like today? Did you hear the thunder? It is storming here today. We're having a stormy day. And I can hear the thunder when I'm up here in the treehouse. On hot days, and hot days are in the summer usually, the bees buzz, tired dogs look for shade, ice tastes nice, and plants need lots of water too. We can go swimming, and everyone likes to be outside. What are your favorite things to do when it's hot outside? Do you like to watch the clouds sailing by in all shapes and sizes? What other things can you see in the sky? Sometimes we see airplanes, birds, a hot air balloon. What are these kids doing? Are they flying kites? Have you ever flown a kite? Laying and looking up at the sky is always a fun thing to do when it's nice outside. On cold days, which are usually in the winter, puddles turn to ice. Cars are hard to start. We have warm drinks and wear lots of clothes. We can see our breath in the air, and we might find footprints in the snow. What do you do on cold days? If we have enough snow, building a snowman is fun, or sledding. Those are really fun things to do in the snow. Some animals sleep all winter. It's called hibernating. They'll actually go underground and sleep until it's warm again. But other animals like the cold. Some birds stay in the garden during winter, and other birds fly away to warmer places. That's called migrating. Some parts of the world are very hot, and other parts of the world are always cold. Some animals live where it's really hot. Do you recognize some of these animals? Can we name them? There's a lion and an elephant and a cheetah, and here's a monkey in a tree, and a tall giraffe and an alligator and a tiger and a camel. They all live where it's hot. Spring is the time we are having right now. Spring is the time for lambs and chicks and eggs in nests and sudden showers like we're having today and buds on trees. After spring is summer, where there's lots of butterflies in the air and flowers growing, long lazy picnics and vacations on the beach. Autumn is another name for fall, and in the fall our leaves turn colors and come off the trees, and there's lots of fruit that is ripe, especially things like apples, and we have pumpkins. There's other fruits and vegetables that are ready for harvesting, like carrots and potatoes and wheat. We can have big fires outside to keep us warm. There's berries and nuts, and the squirrels start to collect those things to eat so they can save them for the winter. And in the winter, when it's nice and cold, it's time for skating and sledding and snowball fights. All the leaves have fallen off the trees, so we have bare branches and gloves and scarves and whistling winds and glowing fires. People sometimes say funny things about the weather. You can say something like, rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Another old saying is, if the cows are lying down, it's going to rain. Or, the north wind doth blow, and we shall have snow. If the sun shines when it's raining, sometimes we get a rainbow in the sky. Have you ever seen a rainbow? It's always a wonderful thing to look for after a rainstorm has stopped and the sun starts to peek through the clouds. It's fun to watch the weather change, but what happens if there's too much rain? Things can get flooded, right? What if there's too much sun? All of the plants can dry up. If there's too much wind, things can get knocked over. I just had a chair outside blow over because of all the wind. And if there's too much snow, our cars can't go. We have blizzards. Sometimes we have snow days from school, right? When there's too much snow. Whatever the weather is like, it still gets dark at the end of each day. At night, animals go hunting. And on clear nights, the moon and stars are up in the sky. I wonder what our weather will be tomorrow. That was a great book about weather. Can you still hear it raining? The raindrops can sometimes be a very relaxing sound. People sometimes say they like to sleep when it's raining. But if it's thundering, that might be a little frightening. It's nothing to be scared of. It's just a loud noise. Let's look at these clothes for different seasons. Which one of these outfits would you wear in the summer? That's right. That one looks like summer clothes, doesn't it? What about winter? Do you see some clothes that you could bundle up in for the winter? What about spring? Sometimes there's lots of spring showers. Have you ever heard the saying, April showers bring May flowers? We need the water from the rain to help seeds and flowers grow. So sometimes spring we can see umbrellas and rain boots. Do you like my rain boots? I have on my colorful rain boots today. And in the fall, sometimes it's still warm and sometimes it's getting cold, so you might just need a light jacket in the fall as the season is starting to get a little colder. What makes the seasons? So this is going to have a lot of the same information. The day begins with the sprinkling of rain on the window panes. Rain has turned the sky to gray. Fresh green leaves are peeking out. What makes this their time to sprout? Spring's mild weather wakes the seeds, bringing showers each seed needs. Spring was here but couldn't stay. Spring left on a summer day. Plants that once were hardly there now have flowers everywhere. Each tree and weed and lima bean shows its favorite shade of green. Why is this a growing season? Plants grow tall, but what's the reason? There's some thunder on our weather day. Plants grow best in summer light, when days are long and warm and bright. But when the summer days are done, the autumn days have just begun. The sun grows dim, the wind blows cold, green leaves turn to red and gold. The colored leaves dance all around, but why do leaves fall to the ground? In all the leaves, on all the trees, are teeny tree food factories. Leaves use sun to make the food, but when there's less sun, leaves come unglued. The weather brought a change last night. Winter turned the world to white. Puffy flakes swirled high and low. Snow makes flurries, but what makes snow? In chilly clouds, the raindrops freeze. It's one of winter's recipes. Winter is time for sleep. Trees are resting. Seeds will keep. Many creatures sleep and wait. Winter's time to hibernate. But what controls the seasons change? And what makes weather rearrange? Earth's yearly trip around the sun affects the seasons one by one. Earth is going around the sun. In summer, when the days are long, the sun shines down both hot and strong, while winter has the shortest days, less time for Earth to get warm rays. But when you have a winter day, it's summer half the world away. If summer blossoms open wide, it's winter on Earth's other side. It just depends on where the Earth is facing the sun at any time to show you if you're in the summer season or the winter season. Seasons change 4 times a year. When each one ends, the next one's here. Enjoying changes one by one makes the seasons so much fun. Today we're going to look at some art by an artist named John Constable. And John Constable was from England, and he was very famous for landscape art. A landscape is artwork of outside, usually of a large area outside with trees, and it's probably going to show some of the sky and some of the ground. Usually in a landscape painting, we get a sense of weather. We get a sense of the seasons by seeing what the trees and the greenery of the land is doing. We can also see if there's snow on the ground. We can see what the clouds are doing to tell us a little bit about the weather. And John Constable showed us all kinds of different weather and seasons in his beautiful landscapes. The clouds do have a lot to do with our weather. If it's sunny out and the clouds come, it can give us a little rest from the sun and make it feel a little cooler. The clouds are also where we get rain, right? The clouds absorb all the water from above oceans and rivers and lakes. And then when they get so full, they will release that water down onto us in rain. Sometimes we look up and the clouds can have different shapes to look at, which is really fun. For a fun craft, you can print out this tree below in the comments, and then there are the seasons listed. So at first it says winter, spring, summer, and fall at the bottom. I cut off any of the extra words on the top and bottom, so it just has the seasons. Then you're going to color each section. So fall leaves, and they're falling off the tree when it comes to fall. And in the summer, we're going to want lots and lots and lots of green, 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 almost covering up all the branches because... And then for spring, we're just going to put a few little buds of leaves. And you know, on some trees, we have some trees at our house that even have little tiny pink flowers in the spring. And the winter has no leaves at all, right? So we're just going to leave that one white and bare, but you can also color in your just your branches. Once you get that all filled out, you're going to take the lines and fold them all, and we're going to make 4 different sides. Then make a little tab at the very last one at fall and turn that over. Put it like this, put a piece of tape on it, and then when you stand it up, you have your different seasons that you can see on each side. So let's go through our seasons. We have it turn to winter, then we can turn it to spring when it's starting to green up. Then we can turn it to summer. And last we have fall. And you have a tree that shows you all the different seasons that we learned about today. Friends, I had such a fun time today talking about the weather and seasons. I have my umbrella, and I'm going to go back out into the rain and the wind, and I can't wait to see you again next time in the treehouse. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the weather, whatever it is. I hope to see you soon at the Wichita Children's Theater and Dance Center. Goodbye for now.